Lena Dunham, Girls producer on series finale, Hannah's Going to Be Okay, was both old-fashioned and narratively unrealistic. Every choice we've ever made on Girls has been politicized, Dunham says. I saw some piece because my mother loves to send me everything that said, Girls did a disservice by not having Hannah have an abortion. And I was like, part of what we're all fighting for is reproductive freedom in all of its forms. The argument I keep making is, Hannah is one of the people who, statistically, in society, is in the best position to have a child. She's in the 1% of people who is likely cushioned by her parents, has a liberal arts education and has access to a job. Like, it's going to be fine, guys. And she's totally still doing something from a place of privilege like she always has. CO creator Jenny Connor also defends the notion that the only way Hannah was able to mature was by becoming a mom and successfully breastfeeding, a conclusion that's reinforced by the final shot of the episode, as she half smiles when Grover latches. What we were really trying to communicate, especially in terms of the breastfeeding, is that it's one of those things that is supposed to be really natural and isn't always, Connor says. Hannah is the kind of person who would take it personally if her child didn't breastfeed. We weren't trying to say, you have to breastfeed or you don't have to breastfeed. It was more about Hannah and her personality and letting go of a certain kind of narcissism. Dunham and Connor came up with the final image of Hannah breastfeeding back in season 4, when executive producer Judd Apatow asked them how Girls would end. I basically knew that it was going to end on her face in a feeling of looking towards the future and contentment, Connor says. It doesn't necessarily mean we know what happened, but it's supposed to communicate, she's going to be okay on her own. Neither Jessa, Jemima Kirk, nor Shoshana, Zazia Mamet, appeared in the finale, which took place 5 months after the previous episode, in which the central 4 girls admitted that maybe they were no longer friends. I think the question of the show has been, these people that you randomly got selected to be in a room with in college, are these the people that you're always going to be friends with? Connor says. The answer for some of them is no. This moment in their 20s meant something to all of them, but it doesn't necessarily mean who they'll be as grown ups. I always think of Sex and the City, she continues. None of those girls went to college together, those were grown-up relationships formed as adults. That's a very significant difference between their show and our show, that you make these relationships as adults without all that baggage from your 20s. It can be very lightening and relaxing.